Hi everyone, Juan Finance here, and thank you very much for coming back. And for our new subscribers, thank you very much for joining the team. And in this short video, we're going to cover the stock trading strategy. And this is as of August 13, 2021. So first, we have our peso-denominated stocks. So if you can recall, during our, I think, November review, we were able to have at least 14 or 15 holdings, but now we trimmed down to only two. And we have here ACEN and AREIT. Both are actually under the Ayala group of companies. And then they were actually performing very well year to date. Uh, for I think this is 1 year now, particularly AREIT. We have here both of them are in at least 30% growth, and the overall portfolio is actually now at near 40%. So for the fundamental analysis, we considered ACEN because looking at the metrics, they're actually good. Double-digit gross margin for the average growth margin for the 5 years. For the past 5 years, and we have acid test here, very good. Liquidity ratio 4 is really high. And then the computations here for the intrinsic value and the year-end target price is actually based on my own research and analysis. So this is uh, not a guaranteed figure or absolute worth or value of these parameters here. So for the intrinsic value, we have computed that ACEN is actually properly valued near 10 pesos per share. So that's around from the current price of 9.40. And our target price for 2021 year end is around 11%. So notice here that we still have enough room for that 11% target, and our average cost is actually around 6.5 or 6.6 pesos per share. And for AREIT, since this is actually the first REIT at the Philippines, and we have very few uh, details. Current price is actually 36, and then we have the earnings per share. PEG, it's -3, basically because it doesn't have previous values for the past 2 or 3 years. And then for the intrinsic value per share, based on our computation and analysis, we come up with we came up with 42 pesos per share intrinsic value of AREIT, and we're looking at average cost of 26 and the current price of 36.95. So we're still seeing an upward direction, maybe by within the second half of the year. Now, for the technical analysis here, ACEN, we have a lot of catalysts in the market. So first, we have this one, ACEN actually joining the PSE index. So they removed DMCI and Emperador, and joining ACEN is actually Converge. Now, right after the declaration of this one, or right after the news broke out, that's actually August 5, if you're going to look at here the chart, it actually provided here almost like 4 or 5 trading days uptrend from this candle here, and straight up to this candle right here before some profit taking. But if you're going to look at the overall trend, that's still uptrend. Both are our support and resistance are testing new highs, and these are our key levels for the next maybe 2 or 3 months. We have these key levels here, immediate support at 8.89, and then you have your resistance right there. We also have, by the way, this news recently that ACEN started its operation in India. So that's another 210 megawatts project. So a very good uh, exposure of ACEN in the international arena. Now for AREIT, we have here for our technical analysis, we have here both MACD and RSI are still uh, indicating some room for more uptrend momentum, and we're looking at the trend here of the AREIT, it's still intact and testing new highs. This is our key resistance right here at 36.9, near 37 pesos per share. But the good thing is that we have here another catalyst from the market. We have Ayala Land REIT first half of 2021 income is actually up by 31% after asset infusion. So this is actually a complete upgrade of their financial. So maybe last quarter of this year or first half next year, we're able to compute for or do some more analysis regarding the intrinsic value per share as well as the target price maybe for the next 52 week. Okay, so we have I have here inserted a very quick note for Forex. Now, here, if you notice my discussion about the portfolio or strategy review last November, I mentioned there that we were considering like converting some of our peso assets to dollar because basically of this one. So last November, that was when the peso was actually trading around 48, and we're seeing a 4% upside basically because of some catalysts in the market. Number one, we have very low what do you call it, import export activity. We don't have much tourism. That's why if you're going to look at here, peso actually have that historic low here at 48, coming from an average of 50. And other than that, the policy rate of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas actually dropped to 2% compared to the US, which is actually near 0.25%, and that actually helped the peso to gain strength over the greenback. So this is as of November, and as of August, we actually forecasted that it would reach 50 by year end, and here comes August. Now the value is actually 50.48. So by merely converting some of our peso, and you would actually see that one coming from our peso portfolio, our holdings are now at least two assets. Before it was actually 15. So some of the proceeds were converted to dollar. And at least we gained something, at least 4% by just converting our peso to dollar, which is now trading at 50.48. Before, when we converted that one to dollar, that was around 48 USD peso exchange rate. So jumping here to our dollar-denominated assets. So I placed here assets instead of stocks, so we can focus more on a multi-asset portfolio for our dollar. Here, if you're going to look at, we still have above 40 number of holdings, and maybe we can just focus on the top two performing assets here. So we have ADA ticker and we have View. So basically ADA or ADA is a cryptocurrency of the Cardano blockchain, and we have here Unity software, which is more on gaming a software package, or creating 3D or 2D versions of some games and applications. So let's jump to it. Yeah, by the way, we have here our 12-month performance for our dollar portfolio is still above 10%. That's 14%, 14.02% to be exact. And since we don't have much data for ADA about the fundamentals, we just go over with Unity software fundamentals as of 2020. So the current price now is actually at $128.87 per share. Earnings per share negative 1.75, price to book 17. Book value per share is $6.98 per share. And based on our computation and analysis, the intrinsic value per share of Unity software is around 123. So this is basically common if you're going to look at the characteristic of the stock. It's actually treated as a growth stock. So normally growth stock, it's near its proper valuation or it's overvalued. So in this case, it's actually overvalued. 123, it's the real price. And now it's actually trading 128. So just a couple of like $5-6 per share on top of its real value. So jumping into our technical analysis here for our ADA, we actually saw a very huge pump in the cryptocurrency space, particularly in ADA because of the launching of smart contracts, also known as the Alonzo uh, upgrade or Alonzo hard fork. So if we're going to look at here, that main catalyst triggered ADA to like go uptrend from this point here after moving sideways after a major downtrend from last May. We saw here that ADA actually move around almost near to like 90 or at least 100% from this very low here, and we can see that it's actually defying gravity in terms of RSI. Looking at that uh, line there exceeding the 70 threshold, and we can still see some strong upward convergence as of this review now from our MACD. Now looking at our positions in ADA, you can see here that our core position is actually up by 100. That's a massive 101.56%. And we still have one red here, remainder. I think this is near 1.7 or 1.6 price of ADA. And for our Unity software, we have here a major catalyst again from the market. We have Unity buys remote desktop streaming app Parsec for around 320 million. So that's exactly a very good business moving forward. And if you're going to look at here, it was really battered considering the reflation trade and the impact of COVID. But if you're going to look at here at this stock is actually trending uptrend from this lower here. If you're going to look at that trend, it's actually testing new upper lows, and it's bound to test this area here. But the most significant area to observe is actually this gap here, which actually it made last February, which may serve as a major resistance for the stock. Anyway, the stock is actually um, down at least negative 26% from its January 2020 level relative to its price now at 128.87. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you learned something. Please do like the video, and if you want others to understand, kindly share this video. And if you need to know more, kindly subscribe so you won't miss any future videos that we're going to make. Thanks for dropping by.